Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's MissyMaroon here, and today we are going to talk about how to take notes in math. Now, if you are like me, then you did not know that you could take notes in math, because I didn't learn this until last year when I was in my math class, and my teacher was like, "Oh, remember guys to take your notes. This is how you're gonna take them." La la la. And she was talking. I was like, "What? You get to take notes in math?" Like, I don't know. To me, that was a revelation. So, because I'd always just kind of paid attention to math and been like, that sounds nice. I hate math. And stuff, and I'd like write down what my homework was. I might write down an equation or something that I would need, but I wouldn't really take notes, and so, you know, I didn't always do too well in math. Math is not my strong suit, but that's okay. But I find that with taking notes, then it's really helpful for learning the subject matter and being able to then go back and review over stuff. And so this is just how I take notes in math. There might be other methods, but I find this to be the most effective. And if you saw my how to take effective notes video that I uploaded a couple of weeks ago, then this might look a little bit familiar to you because it is very similar to the honors way of doing notes, but this is just what I'm going to show you. So what I always do is I start off a unit. I made a fake little unit here about SOHCAHTOA, trigonometry there, and I always start off the unit on a fresh new page, and I usually like to do it here and stuff on the right hand side. So like if you open up the notebook, then you see that it is on the right. It's like when you're sitting there, it's on your right hand and stuff, just because I think that's nice. And then I always like to write down what unit it is and the number and the title of it, and I always highlight. I forgot to do that. Highlight this, that way you can see, oh, it's a new unit, and I take the initial notes on it, because usually like what I find is that teachers, when they are introducing a unit, they don't just suddenly throw out like homework at you and be like, do your homework and stuff. It's like, no, they're going to tell you how to do it, what it is, and so I jot down little notes about it, and I usually fill up this page. Then what I do is, moving on from there until the unit ends, I take down notes on this side, and so if there's any further notes, I always take them down on this side of the piece of paper on the left hand paper, and I usually write down what type of notes it is, like, oh, how to do this or this, you know, just little extra notes to help me along. And then on this side, I write down like the math homework, and so I always write down math homework on the right side of the paper, and on here I also will put down classwork, so like notes and classwork, and usually it fills up about the same amount to homework to notes / classwork until the end of the unit. Some other things I do for my notes is that if there is an equation, so like pi r squared, let's say that, so like pi r squared, that's an equation, pi r squared. What I do is I always box it in like red is usually what I box it in. Sorry. So red. Yeah. So I always box it in red like that, and then keeping with the red theme, I put equals area of a circle. And I write that part in the same pen color just so that stands out in my notes, because usually I don't take notes for math in pen, I usually take it in pencil. But yeah, so I do that, and I might highlight around it just so that it stands out even more, because the equations are what I find to be the most essential part. But yeah, and I just take regular notes, like little dots with little bits of information here and there. I put down equations nice and big. If there's practice problems that the teacher writes up on the board or something, I always copy those down in my notes, because I find that an effective way, so that if I'm going back and my notes don't make particular sense or completely show me how to find it or do it, then I can look at the practice problems and like retrace the steps and be like, oh, this makes sense now. And so I do that. I don't usually highlight too much in my notes. Drawing pictures is really helpful if you're in like geometry or anything where like you're using shapes or like distance or anything, just draw pictures. It's helpful. Like even if you're not taking notes, just for like your math problems or even for your test, just draw pictures of what it is, and everything will make so much more sense, especially in geometry. So like here with SOHCAHTOA, I've drawn a little triangle here. So like we have, what are you? I forget this stuff. I'm sorry. I learned this a little bit ago and I don't remember. But so this is like the angle of interest or whatever, so then you draw across from that, and that's the opposite. And you have your hypotenuse, your adjacent, and you go from there, and that just helps you to remember the placing of everything and how to do everything. And so yeah, that is how I take notes in math. It's really short, sweet, and simple, and fairly easy, but yeah, that's all I have to say about it. And so yeah, I wish you luck in your math classes this year, and I hope that this video was helpful to you. Let me know if there's any other like school advice videos that you want to see down in the comments down below, and I will see you guys later this week, I think. Yeah, I will see you guys on Friday. Thanks for watching. Bye!